So we are just starting with the fourth method which we have now, and that is the current cost accounting method which is there. So here, when you're talking about inflation, what exactly current cost accounting says is, in current purchasing power, what we have done is we were multiplying with the index values which are there, and not all the amounts were being treated in the same manner. Like, a few items were treated in one manner and few items were treated in a different manner, which is it. But in current cost accounting, what it says is that all assets, your depreciation, everything which is there has to be calculated only at the current cost values which are there. Okay, it means what's happening, that when you're talking about the balance sheet, when you're talking about the P&L account, all these amounts which are there, all will be on the current values of individual items and none will be at historical values. So when you're talking about CCA method has come more in vogue, than the first three methods which are there, because it talks more sense. Though it's little complicated, it talks more sense when compared to the first two methods which are there. What is that we are going to do in current cost accounting technique? All the fixed assets, they are to be calculated at the current values and not on historical cost. Depreciation is also calculated at the current value and not on original cost which is there. Inventories or stocks are also valued again, at their current values only, and they are not at cost price or market price, whichever is less. So usually what happens when you're talking about historical cost method, they are at cost price or market price, whichever is, whichever is less, right? But here what happens, when you're talking about CCA method, it says that all inventories, cost of goods sold. How we did cost of goods sold in CPA, here also you have cost of goods sold being again calculated at the current values. Whatever is the surplus which is arising due to this particular revaluation which you are doing has to be transferred to something called as revaluation reserve account. And here this is they are not available for distribution as dividend to shareholders. So what does it say? So we are going to value everything, your P&L items, your balance sheet items, each and everything which is there will be valued at current cost, and then whatever is the difference between the current cost and the historical cost will be transferred to your revaluation reserve account. But this, if there is any profit in this particular process, that should not be available for dividends, right? It means that is only a book amount. You are not supposed to think that this is the extra amount I have and then I divide it between the shareholders. That should not be done. Then, in addition to the balance sheet, an appropriation account and a statement of changes is prepared here. So we will be preparing an appropriation account. This is in order to find out what is the adjustment which is being done in your P&L account, what is income statements, what are the adjustments which are being done, and then we are going to make the necessary adjustments towards the revaluation reserve, right? When you're talking about CCA method, no doubt CCA method is one of the, compared to other methods, one of the most appropriate method, but CCA method is very tough to find out, very difficult to find out. Every time you have to find out what is the current value, not such an easy task Though we can put some formulas and say multiply this, divide this, no, it's not so easy to find out the correct values which are there of any asset or any liability. Now, what exactly are the steps involved here? The first step involved is COSA, right? COSA is cost of sales adjustment. How we had the cost of sales and cost of stock adjustment in CPP method, like that only we would have here. But here what happens is, unlike your CPP, here you have one common formula which is there, which is applied on your COSA. So cost of sales adjustment which is there, the formula for cost of sales adjustment is whatever is the historical cost of closing stock minus opening stock, right? Minus, now you are taking the inflationary pressures. These are the current values which are there. Minus the average index into your current value which is there, that is the closing stock divided by the index number related to closing stock, minus opening stock divided by the index related to the opening stock. This basically is a formula related to your cost of sales adjustment. So what do you have? Historical cost of closing stock minus historical cost of opening stock. What will this give you? This will give you how much is the current year stock to be adjusted. How much is the current year stock to be adjusted? That will be given here, right? So when you're talking about COSA, first you'll find out what is the change in the stock for this particular year. Minus, apply your index value which is there into closing stock by index of closing stock minus opening stock by index of opening stock. This can be explained with the help of this particular example. Opening stock is 52,000, purchases are 2,20,000, total goods are 2,72,000, that is 52 plus 220, 272, minus closing stock is nothing else but your cost of goods sold. We all know that. Now here the index numbers are given. The index numbers are 100 is opening, purchases 110, that is the average is 110, closing is 120. So how will you do the COSA calculation? Historical cost, closing stock, how much? Your historical cost is 72,000. So put here 72,000 minus 52,000. This will give you the historical cost value. This is the stock related to the historical cost. Minus whatever is the average index which we have. Average index is 110. So take the average index. Now do the whole multiplication with closing stock. Closing stock is how much? 72,000 divided by 120 because that is the index of closing stock. Minus opening stock is how much? 52 divided by opening stock index, that is 100. Whatever is the value is called the adjustments which are to be made to your cost of sales. So this is what he's done here. COSA adjustment 72 minus 52 minus 110 whole multiplied with 72,000 divided by 120 minus 52,000 divided by 100. So this gives you what is the total adjustment you are supposed to make to your cost of sales. So what is the cost of sales which we have? We have the cost of sales which are there. Understand here, opening stock which is there at average index. Here is given 52,000 into whatever is the average index which we have. It's into 120 by 110. It's not into 110 by 120. Into 120 by 110. Right. Then into add the purchases which are there. Current year's purchases minus the closing stock. Take the current value which is there, current closing stock at average index which is there, Now you will get current cost of sales. Current cost of sales is 2,11,200 minus the historical cost of sales is 2 lakhs. This 11,200 is nothing else but the COSA which we are calculating here. I wouldn't prefer this lengthy procedure which is there. Directly apply this format, right? So, COSA formula is nothing else but closing stock minus opening stock minus average index into closing stock by average closing index, opening stock by opening index. That will give you the COSA value which is there. So either you do COSA value with the help of this formula, or COSA value with the help of statement. COSA with the help of formula is the best way of doing your calculations. Okay, so everywhere we basically would be applying the formulas only, right? So the first thing which we are doing is we are trying to calculate what is the adjustment of sales to be made, right? So first take down in your books, current cost accounting is the method. Under that, step number 1, what we are doing is COSA calculations. COSA, cost of sales adjustment. That is basically called as COSA. COSA means adjusting your cost of sales. This is the first adjustment, first step which we are going to do according to our current cost accounting. Now, second thing which we are doing is depreciation adjustment. Depreciation adjustment is wherein we are trying to calculate according to the CCA method in the balance sheet. You will calculate depreciation on current replacement cost after allowing for the depreciation. It means what's happening? Sorry, calculate your assets which are there on current replacement cost after allowing for depreciation. So what would happen here? We are going to value what exactly is the assets as on a particular time period, and then calculate the depreciation which is there, make necessary adjustments related to your depreciation. So what is the formula which is related to this? So here there is a small adjustment which is to be made to your depreciation adjustment which is there. You will have opening current value of asset. Current value of asset will be based on your current replacement cost, opening current value of the asset plus closing current value of the asset divided by 2. That gives you average, right? That is the year's average which is there, right? Divided by life of the asset. That will give you each year's depreciation. It means once you get average asset value, suppose 10 years is a lifetime, then divided by 10, you will get 1 year ka depreciation adjustment. So here the depreciation which is there. So here depreciation will be calculated on the basis of your average assets which are there. Now you will do the adjustment on the basis of current year's depreciation of CCA. How much are you getting depreciation? Minus on the basis of historical cost, how much are you getting depreciation? So let us imagine, according to historical cost, suppose you are getting 1 lakh depreciation, and according to current cost accounting you are getting 1,10,000 depreciation. The 10,000 extra depreciation will be called as depreciation adjustment. It means already 1 lakh is done, more 10,000 has to be adjusted. That is the adjustment amount towards your depreciation. So here we are going to do the second step in which you are making adjustments according to current replacement cost. So he is given a small example. A machine was purchased on 1194 at a cost of 10 lakhs and its useful life was estimated to be 10 years. A replacement cost 18 lakhs on 1199 and 20 lakhs on 31st December 99 is expected. Now he says that calculate the depreciation adjustment. So now understand, first thing, you should do the average of the current replacement. So I have to do the replacement ka average. 18 lakhs plus 20 lakhs divided by 2. I would get something like 19 lakhs. How many years the depreciation is for? 10 years. 19 lakhs divided by 10. That gives me 1,90,000. So basically what's the formula? Opening plus closing divided by 2 into the life of the asset. 1,90,000 will be the depreciation according to CCA method. But what is the depreciation according to historical cost method? We have 10 lakhs as the historical cost. Life of the asset 10 years. Each year depreciation 1 lakh. So what is the depreciation adjustment which we have? Current year depreciation according to CCA is 190, but according to historical cost is 1 lakh. It means 90,000 is yet to be adjusted because the value of the asset has increased over the years. So even your depreciation amount has to be increased. How much should be the increase in your depreciation? 90,000 should be the increase in your depreciation. So here we have yeah. Backlog depreciation is whenever an asset is revalued, the profit on revaluation is transferred to revaluation reserve account. So if it happens that, your asset in this particular case, 10 lakhs was the asset, it's revalued at 18 lakhs, revalued at 20 lakhs. Whatever is the revaluation, that whatever is there, that is being always transferred. In this particular revaluation, if there is any profit on the revaluation, then that will be transferred to revaluation reserve account. But revaluation always gives rise to backlog depreciation. Backlog depreciation also should be charged to revaluation. What exactly is this? Backlog depreciation now, right? So now, understand this particular problem. Compute the backlog depreciation from the given information given in illustration 13. Okay, so here we had in the previous problem 10 lakhs was the historical cost, 18 lakhs was the value, opening value, replacement cost, closing replacement cost was 20 lakhs. Okay, now understand replacement cost of the machine on 1199, that is at the end of 98, 18 lakhs. Expired life on 11/19/99. When did we purchase the asset? Now check this. 1994 we purchased the asset. So expired life which is there from 94 till 1999. 5 years are already expired. Remember, all these 5 years we have done depreciation in historical cost. Suppose now you are doing on replacement cost, there will be some impact on your books. So this is what you're trying to find out. Now what is that you're trying to do? Depreciation which is there has to be calculated first. Accumulated depreciation will be calculated. Now what's happening? 18 lakhs into 5 years out of 10 years, the total depreciation till now is 9 lakhs. Same thing happens with the current value on 31st December 1999. 20 lakhs is the value at the end of 99. 6 years are already completed. 20 lakhs into 6 by 10 years. 12 lakhs is the depreciation which is already completed. Now understand, according to this particular depreciation, what happens? Your difference in depreciation, 12 lakhs according to 20 lakhs is the depreciation. And when you talk about the opening value, 9 lakhs is the opening value. 12 minus 9 lakhs is basically 3 lakhs, which should have been your depreciation for the current year. How? 9 lakhs is the beginning value, 12 lakhs is the closing value. This year's depreciation should have been 3 lakhs, which is there. But now what's happening? The difference in your depreciation is 3 lakhs. But what did you do? You have done on average replacement. According to average replacement, what is average replacement? 18 plus 20, 38 lakhs divided by 2, 19 lakhs divided by 10. Each year depreciation 1,90,000 we calculated. 3 lakhs is the actual depreciation you should have calculated if you take their current replacement cost. So what's happening? 3 lakhs is the difference in depreciation. But according to the depreciation adjustment, I am taking only 1,90,000. 2 lakhs, no, it's 1,10,000. 1,10,000 which is there. 1,10,000 which is there should have been the backlog depreciation. So here what is that we are doing? You're trying to find out according to replacement value how much is the depreciation. This is the first step. According to replacement value, your depreciation should have been 1,90,000. 1,90,000 minus your historical cost, you are adjusting 90,000. But now practically what's happening? If I take separately depreciations, 18 lakh is the value at the beginning, 20 lakhs is the value at the end. If I take 18 lakhs the depreciation amount for 5 years, which are already over, 18 lakhs into 5 by 10, the opening value should have been by now 9 lakhs if all these years I have taken at current replacement cost. So I am imagining I am taking at 18 lakhs for all the past 5 years also depreciation. Each year if the depreciation was 1,80,000, 18 lakhs divided by 10, 1,80,000. Then each year will be 1,80,000, right? How many years are already over? 5 years. How much is the total depreciation for 5 years? 9 lakhs is the depreciation. So what is the opening current value of your asset? 9 lakhs. Now let us take 20 lakhs is the closing value. On 20 lakhs, how many years depreciation is already over? 6 years. How? Including 1999. 20 lakhs into 6 by 10. That gives you how much? 12 lakhs is the closing value of the asset. Closing value of the asset is 12 lakhs. If opening value of the asset is 9 lakhs, how much I actually should have taken depreciation? Only 3 lakhs. 12 lakhs minus 9, 3 lakhs. But what did I do? I only took 1,90,000. I didn't take 3 lakhs. Okay. So what am I doing? I am going and finding out, is there any backlog in my depreciation which is already calculated and trying to adjust that amount also. So my 3 lakhs minus 1,90,000, that is 1,10,000 is the extra depreciation I should be adding to my statements. So here what I would do is, I would again do the depreciation adjustment. In this case 1,10,000. In this case 90,000. Totally how much I am making an adjustment in my depreciation? 90 plus 1,10,000, 2 lakhs. Right? What is the historical cost depreciation? 1 lakh. What is the total depreciation according to your replacement cost? 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs minus historical cost. Total how much is that coming to? 2 lakhs is the total depreciation out of 2 lakhs. This 90,000 is depreciation adjustment. This 1,10,000 is backlog depreciation. So we are calculating how much is the current year's depreciation according to current replacement cost and trying to adjust in your revaluation accounts these differences which are there. That is basically called as your current, cost accountings. Now, going to the fourth step, we have monetary working capital adjustment. Now, what is a monetary working capital adjustment? Working capital adjustment is nothing else but you are trying to find out all the operating expenses which are there, right? You are supposed to make adjustments to these operating expenses also. Where do I get operating expenses? Mainly from, I get it from working capital. What is my working capital? Nothing else but current assets minus current liabilities. So here, current assets minus current liabilities is my working capital. On working capital, I am making a final once and for all adjustment type of thing. Same COSA formula, closing monetary working capital minus opening monetary working capital at historical cost. So these two are historical cost minus average index into closing working capital dividing by closing index minus opening working capital divided by opening index of your monetary working capital, right? So here C minus O whole deduct, from that you will deduct the index, which is average index, which is multiplied with closing monetary working capital divided by closing index, opening monetary working capital divided by opening index, right? So this is your MWCA, monetary working capital adjustments. Now when you are talking about monetary working capital, you just check here, as simple as this. Your debtors are given, opening, closing. Creditors are given, index numbers are given, average index is given to you. So what is MWCA formula? First you take historical cost. In order to take historical cost, you should do the working capital adjustment. When we are doing in the exam, or when I'm going to do on the board, first thing I should calculate working capital. Opening working capital I should keep aside, calculate it. Second, I should calculate closing working capital and keep it aside. So here, debtors is current assets minus current liabilities. 70 minus 30, right? That is my opening working capital, 40,000. 1 lakh minus 40, that's my closing working capital, 60,000. Now, 1 lakh, closing is 60. 60,000 minus 40,000. These are historical values. Minus average index. Average index कितना है? 110. Whole multiplied with closing monetary working capital, that is 60,000, divided by closing index, that is 120, minus opening working capital, that's 40,000, divided by opening index, that is 100. That would be the simple way which we are going to apply here on the MWCA. 60 minus 40 minus 110 whole multiplied with 60 by 120 minus 40 by 100. You would get your monetary working capital adjustment. Okay. So monetary working capital adjustment is you are trying to put inflation which is there, current values which are there, on your working capital directly, instead of calculating on each and every debtors, creditors individually. The best way of doing is doing directly with the help of a formula. MWCA is nothing else but monetary working capital adjustment, in which you are going to take first historical cost monetary working capital minus from it current cost accounting's working capital by taking average index multiplied by closing monetary working capital by closing index, opening monetary working capital by opening index. So that's the way we are going to do monetary working capital adjustment. Okay.